Hey guys, hope you had a good New Year's Eve. In this video I'll be giving me thoughts on what I thought of 2025 and what I plan to do in 2026 on the channel. So I thought 2025 was a pretty poor year for cinema. So hopefully it'll be the end of woke cinema as it doesn't work artistically or financially. And the public and myself are just bored with it all. And that's the reason why I stopped going to the actual cinema, because it wasn't worth the money and the films that were coming out were pretty poor. It's all about diversity. And television wasn't much better. The new season of Doctor Who was a perfect example of woke television with terrible writing. So Russell T Davies produced probably the worst season of Doctor Who ever. Oddly enough, I did like the spin-off series that came out later in the year, The War Between the Land and the Sea, so I'll do a review of that later sometime. And I also liked the new BBC Ghost Story for Christmas, The Room in the Tower, so I'll review that one later. Some shows were good. I've heard good things about Stranger Things, but I think the highlight for me this year was Squid Games. I thought it ended very well, so all 3 seasons were really good. However, the majority of TV shows are of a poor standard. The new Star Trek show looks terrible, Starfleet Academy. And woke culture also seeps into reality shows. I used to be a big fan of Big Brother. I quite liked it. However, the recent show was terrible. There was a housemate called George who had right-wing views, and because he was controversial, he got thrown out the house. However, after he left, it was unwatchable. I stopped watching it. But I read comments on some fan sites saying it was absolutely terrible, and the housemates were boring as hell. They're afraid to say anything controversial. Also in 2025, there's a problem with free speech. So the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is stopping people posting stuff on Facebook. So I hope it doesn't seep into YouTube channels. Otherwise, if I'm not allowed to say what I feel, I'll actually stop doing the channel, because it would be pointless. So I'm a strong believer in free speech. So anyway, 2026, there's a few films that are coming out that look good. There's Avengers Doomsday, which seems epic, with almost everyone turning up. Scream 7, because I'm a fan of the Scream films. The new Christopher Nolan film, The Odyssey, looks really good. And of course, the new Steven Spielberg film, Disclosure Day. And there's talk that it's quite relevant, that there's a possibility there may be a disclosure day coming up soon, that the President, Trump, might disclose that there's actually real UFOs. So who knows? Also in 2026, we should find out who the new James Bond will be, which actor will take over from Daniel Craig. And at the end of the year, we've got a Doctor Who Christmas special. So supposedly Billy Piper will be the new Doctor. However, it's written once again by Russell T Davies, so probably be crap. So what's my plans for the channel? I'm hoping to do at least 2 videos a week, which is quite a lot for me. Maybe a reaction video and then a standard review. And I'm also thinking about possibly doing some live streaming, if I can get the technical aspects sorted out, because I've never done it before. I might do a watch along while I'm live streaming, so I could have a film on at the same time while I'm chatting to anyone who happens to be watching the film with me. So that could be quite fun, actually. I'll have to get it sorted out. So which films would you guys like to see featured on the channel? Leave your comments below, it'd be interesting to find out. And reviews that I'm planning on doing later is the new Christmas Ghost Story, The Room in the Tower, the new Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, which was surprisingly good. Of course, there's the James Bond films that I haven't done. There's quite a few of them still to do, as well as classic horror films and classic sci-fi films. I'm still doing Doctor Who reviews, but I think I'll start to concentrate more on the classic Doctor Who, because that's my favourite. I'm still wanting to do reaction videos. I'm thinking of starting doing the Carry On films, starting from the very first one, Carry On Sergeant. So it'll be fun doing a comedy while I'm doing a reaction video. I think that would work well. And of course, I'm still planning on doing a review of my favourite film of all time. That's Jaws from 1975. So anyway, what would you like to see done on the channel? If there's any unusual ideas, that'll be interesting to find out. And the channel's almost at 2,000 subscribers, so I'll have to celebrate when that happens. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the little video. See you next time. Bye everybody, bye. Bye.